Hey Central High School Yellow Jackets, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Mrs. Jones, your mental health practitioner. I hope everyone is healthy and well. I wanted to check in for a quick little weekend booster. I did have an opportunity to check in with you during the week, so I wanted to take some time out today to check in. Before we get to our mental health portion of it, I wanted to do a couple of other items. I wanted to say teachers, educators, I hope you guys had a wonderful Teacher Appreciation Week. I hope you felt appreciated, valued, and loved. Um, the work that you do is priceless. I hope you understand and know that. And this has been an extremely challenging time for all of us, and particularly educators. We realize how much we appreciate and value the work that you do every day. It's a thankless job at times, so just thank you. I enjoyed seeing the shout outs on our central Twitter page from students. It's just great to know that you are valued and appreciated. I even made a tweet about my favorite teacher, who happened to be my teacher at Central when I was a senior. It was my senior English teacher, Mr. Jarbo. I just wanted to let everybody know how much Mr. Jarbo impacted my interest in literature, and not just any literature, but African American literature, and being able to have stories like we read in his classroom, like A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, really was a great way for us students to feel connected with characters that we could relate to. So it was like reading a story, and you could maybe sometimes see characters that resembled other family members or even yourself. So thank you, Mr. Jarbo, for that experience. I will never forget that. Also, this weekend is Mother's Day weekend. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. So huge shout out to all the mothers out there. Thank you for all you do, for all your love and care you put into everything, for the many ways that you show love and affection. So mothers, please take care of yourselves this weekend. Do some self-care, or allow someone to take care of you, which I know sometimes is hard for us moms to do, but so important to do. Also, it's as important as we are working on becoming better at our emotional mental health. It's important to take space to remember those mothers out there who may have lost children, lost a child during this time. I think that this time of the year is especially challenging for them, because it's hard to escape all the commercialism of Mother's Day, with the flowers and the cards and the commercials. So we also want to be thinking of those mothers who have lost children. Also, mothers who may not have great relationships with their children. They may be strained relationships, and so Mother's Day may be challenging for them as well. And then finally, there are those individuals who haven't been able to conceive children, but desire to be mothers. And so we also want to hold a special place and remember them during this Mother's Day also. So if you have those folks, some of those people in your family or close circles, maybe think of them during this time, and send them a text, or let them know that you're thinking of them. Today I thought we'd talk about a concept called self-compassion. And self-compassion basically means showing ourselves the same care, concern, compassion, patience, love, grace that we would show a friend or a family member, someone that we cared about. Many times we often show those traits to others, but we don't do that for ourselves. We are sometimes unforgiving of ourselves. We sometimes are very hard and hypercritical on ourselves when we make a mistake, when we miss a deadline, when we lose our temper, when we forget something, when we argue with a friend, when we argue with our partners, when we say something without thinking, when we just wake up and just feel kind of crappy or unmotivated. Those are all very normal emotions. And if one of our friends or loved ones shared with us that they were experiencing that, we would more than likely give them kind words, or help them to feel better, or if we weren't social distancing, give them a hug, or just spend time with them. So I'm inviting you to start thinking about ways that we can show ourselves compassion. The research says that the more we are able to show ourselves compassion, the more we are likely to feel more motivated to move past those harder times, because we are allowing ourselves to be transparent and honest with ourselves. We are normalizing that we aren't perfect and we're not going to always get it right, and that we don't always have it together. Um, and when we do that work, that sort of deep dive in ourselves, and allow ourselves to be still and patient with ourselves, then we can grow from that. It's almost like a bank account. If we were always taking out withdrawals and never putting any deposits in, we would end up in overdraft, and that's no good. And so we have to start practicing that sort of compassion um, towards ourselves. And those are just some really simple ways that we can show compassion. We can assert boundaries, and boundaries are those unspoken and spoken, um, verbal and nonverbal cues that lets folks know that we may need our space. So we can have time boundaries. We can turn our phones off and not take phone calls or text messages. We can give ourselves a break from social media and the news that we continue to be inundated with, just to give ourselves time to be still. We can just come out and sit outside and listen to the birds or the wind chimes, and just kind of practice mindfulness, just being in that moment, not thinking about what you have to do in the next hour, or then even the next 10 minutes. Just give yourself that time. You could take, a hot shower and just listen to your favorite song. You can take a nap. You can reread a favorite book. You can listen to your favorite music. You can watch a funny YouTube video. You can eat something that just tastes so good and just awakens your senses. Those are just some simple tips for ways that we can show ourselves compassion. You can write a love note to yourself. How about that? When's the last time you've written a love note to yourself and, told yourself how great you are and how amazing you are? We all are in this together. We all have been experiencing some very challenging times, and we've all experienced, maybe some type of loss during this period of COVID-19. And so, what better way? I know that we've been helping other people, and we've been encouraging other folks. I've seen you out there encourage each other, and encourage, your classmates, or encourage your parents, or your parents are encouraging you, or teachers, you're encouraging your family. So we're all working very, very hard. But if we're not restoring ourselves, then we're going to eventually be out of gas. And so it's important to make sure that we're giving those tools right back to ourselves, because we deserve it. So just think about it over the next couple of days, ways that you can take a little time back and show yourself some compassion. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself that a girl. You got this. All those kinds of things that make us feel restored and special. I hope you guys know how much you are missed. We cannot wait to see you in person again. Please take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.